Number one, lower your tone when you talking.
I'm not gonna go to any of the abuse no more. I'm not gonna go to any of the cheating no more. We either gonna work this out or we cannot.
Meet me after slashing your wrist, or at the end if you so insist. I'm persistent when told to cease and desist with this blasphemous shit.
Hello, Schley. In the words of Christina, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, as she would say, also, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, and I mean, help me out. I'm trying desperately to hold my tarantula, but I won't until I've got 1,000 subscribers. So obviously, you gotta help man out. You get me? I've got arachnophobia. I need to face my fear. Anyway, it's a Dear Deirdre kind of day. You know what I mean? So here we go with some Steve Wilkos. If you have any other kind of suggestions, like I'm trying to find some next vibes as well. Need to start finding some controversial-ish. But yeah, this one, I thought we would attack the women today. You know them ones, like, we're always caring about women's feelings and kids and that. What about the men? So this one's called Man Claims. Man claims his fiancée is cheating and abusive. So this should be interesting. And yes, that shit happens. It happens way more than we discuss. I think it's the real reason a lot of people, men especially, were interested in the recent Johnny Depp case, because it's never highlighted. And we're not going to have a discussion about, oh, hit her back. Allow that, bro. Be a gentleman. It's not that kind of discussion. If she's a bitch, she's a bitch. She needs to stop being a bitch. It's not about bopping her back. People's argument to everything is violence. Allow that, bro. Anyway, let's see where I'm going.
I basically snap. And when I snap, only thing I see is just complete red, to the point where I just, I told him to get out of my face. He would not get out of my face. So I said, you got back up out of my face, or I'm gonna move you out of my face. So basically I put my hand around his throat, like, listen, you're in my face. You know that you're not supposed to be in my bubble.
Why do you think I'm laughing? No, it's not because she was acting all masculine. It's because she started the fucking episode victim blaming. I told him, but that's no excuse. Allow them talks, man.
Grabbed like his throat right here. I didn't squeeze it that hard, but like grabbed it to let him know, like, hey, you need to get out of my face, or out of my area, or out of my bubble. And when he said no.
Don't add words like bubble. Don't do that. Try and make it sound softer than it is. Bro, you put your hands around someone's throat. So that's attempted murder. And she's talking about bubbles. Oh, it weren't so bad.
I pick him up and I move him. When I snap, I basically start screaming, yelling, like throwing like things around to let him know, like, hey, leave me alone. You already got me this mad. If you're gonna keep getting in my face and keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna push me to a point where I don't even want you in my area no more, like completely at all. And even when I do try to separate myself from him and the situation, he comes right back in.
Imagine a dude said all of that. Would you go to sleep at night confident that her partner would be alive in the morning?
My boyfriend Austin thinking that I'm cheating. It is ridiculous because I do everything for him. And then when he wants to sit here and think that I'm cheating, I feel like I'm going through hell at the house. He won't let me walk nowhere by myself. I can't even go to the store nowhere by myself. I can't even go to the mall or Walmart by myself at all.
That was a perfect example of society right there. She batters the fuck out of him. She's almost got a smile on her face, soft bragging. But he's, as she would say, controlling, as in jealous. The tears come, and it's a big deal. And that's how society views it. That is, for me, that would be the main point of a manosphere conversation. They don't, like, that's society. That's built into all of us. We have less sympathy for a dude, and she's not, like, just in that second, she weren't grasping that. Yes, two people can be wrong in the same situation, but she's clearly not grasping that the words she's vocalizing, she's clearly doing the worst thing. But she's vocalizing it as if he is. And literally just on what she said, she seems quite dominant. She says she does everything for him. Is that because he wants her to, or because she's dominant? But then from her words, from his point of view, if she's got zero respect enough to batter the shit out of you and talk about you like you're some... I told him to come out my space. If you don't come out my space, I'm going to move you out my space, out my bubble. When you're talking about someone like that, you have zero respect for them. So if you have zero respect for them, any wife would assume if their husband beats them up, their husband probably also cheats. Logical. So far, this is sounding like a classic case. Just literally the roles reversed. So in theory, we've got to try and watch this as if it was the roles reversed. So her busting out tears suddenly, we should try and ignore that, because the guy in the same situation wouldn't have. He would just be complaining like, she's always on my back, she's always nagging, she's always this, like, do you know what I mean?
He's an insecure person, and he's like the jealous type of guy. Even if he sees somebody looking at me, he'll snap the wrong way. I want to sit here and prove to him that I'm not cheating. I want to find out if he is cheating, because him coming home at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, what do you expect from me? Like, not to sit there and think that you are cheating or you're not. And it's like, even like when I grab his phone, he has a big hissy fit about it. I stay because I love him and I care about him and stuff like that. And plus we have a kid together, and I don't want our kid living without a father.
Shimona abuses you, right?
Yes, sir.
This episode's going to take us a while because I've got too much to say on all these subjects. Yo, I had this turmoil, right? Me and my children's mother had a very volatile relationship. She's very reactionary and very imposing. I thought that was life. From that point on, I just have to accept it, because I was programmed, because I only had one parent. I was programmed that surely 2 parents are better than 1. So I can't leave. We'll just deal with this. But the reality was, the children were seeing wild shit. So even though it hurts to leave, it is better. If you can leave and be with your children, it's better to do that instead of staying there and letting the kids watch how one of you perceives to handle situations.
Tell me about that.
I grew up in a house with 16 females, so I've always been the protector. So,
You grew up in a house with 16 females?
Yeah, I've always been the protector.
16
yeah,
sisters?
16 sisters.
Wow.
And no brother, so I don't believe in putting my hands on females. So I'm the type of person that a woman should be treated like a queen. No other. Like,
So she hits you, right?
when she hits me, it's like,
When was the first time she hit you?
it was like the middle of the relationship, because I found out she was cheating. And I was like, we need to talk about this. You talk about leaving the past in the past, you gotta talk about it first. And she'd be like, well, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, well, we need to talk about it. Like, because a relationship is based on trust and loyalty and respect. We need to talk about it. Well, if you don't get out of my face, I'm not in your face. Just like I'm sitting here and you're sitting there. How am I in your face? So I'm like, I'm not in your face. Step back. I'm not in your face. We don't have to get physical. We don't have to fight. And she'd be like, well, and then she'll choke me out.
She what?
She'll walk up to me and she'll choke me out. Like, she'll push me up against the wall and
She
choke
starts
me.
choking you.
Or she'll sit there and she'll throw something at me.
When she's pushing you and choking you, what are you doing?
Nothing. Like, I'm like, at first I'm like, I take it, and then I'm like, hold on, that's where that fight or flight, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fight, so let me, anybody.
You just get away from her.
You're kind of slug them away and try to get away.
How long you been with her?
I've known her for 16 years. I've been back with her for 3 years.
And how often does she get violent with you?
I say about once every once every month, or maybe once every 5 weeks.
So she chokes you, she throws forks at you?
Yeah, she threw a fork at me, and I've got a scar on my leg from when she's literally threw a fork at me, because I was like, I woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, you know, who's this person texting my phone saying, you know, this and that. Just telling her, you know, hey, you know, this person texting my phone talking all this crap.
Usually it's the other way around, where it's the woman that's being physically abused. But we do have cases, and I applaud you for showing restraint and not using physical violence back. But at some point, I mean, you know, you're 25 years old, still very young, but, you know, you're not a boy, you're a man. Why wouldn't you say, it's not worth it? Now, I'm told that she's admitted to cheating on you before.
Yes.
How many times?
4.
Oh, he's paranoid. He's paranoid.
She's cheated on you four times?
She claims she didn't mean to, but how do you not mean to open your legs?
Yo, she is fucking mandem. She is mandem. Bro, I slipped and accidentally scissored him. What the fuck? And look at her, she's smiling now. She's come out and she's like, she can't help herself. Remember, she had tears because he was controlling. I can't even go anywhere. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I thought it was just because of the beating up. But it's because she actually was a cheat. Is a cheat. And she's crying because he doesn't trust her. And smiling because he's getting in her bubble and she's beating him up.
Audience is not in favor of you right now.
I understand.
I mean, when you hear what he's saying, not, you know, you can see where there's a very negative connotation to your behavior to him. What do you want to say to him?
Why are you making me the bad guy? I didn't know what you were doing when you were in Oregon for 2 weeks. I didn't know.
I was laying down asphalt, trying to make money for you and our kid.
At the asphalt? I didn't know what you were doing.
At a hotel smoking.
I called you for days and days and you didn't answer.
I didn't have a phone.
But way before you...
What's this got to do with her beating him up and cheating 4 separate times? Or, sorry, cheating with 4 different fellas? She's proper put herself, she sees herself as the woman and can do no wrong. This is the kind of woman Manosphere Man should be chatting about. Not women in general.
You left from Oregon, I gave you my laptop and I told you
No
to
Wi-Fi.
Stay in touch with me.
I had no phone. I had no Wi-Fi. I didn't have Wi-Fi until 4 days afterwards because I had to beg the dude upstairs to give me his Wi-Fi. Trying to get a hold of you and our son, but there's times where I sit there and call you and you just ghost me. Talk about you going to the beach, but you went to the movies with a whole guy.
That whole guy was my friend. But you coming home at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know who you're with.
What? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? What is happening? Yeah, have you not heard every one of these lines in the film or something? That's just my friend, babe. That's just my friend. But you didn't answer your phone. You come in at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I know I stayed in the hotel with that girl, babe, but she's just my friend. She's my cousin, yo. I've known her since before we was born, man. But you smiled at the dude, man. That's disrespectful. Bro, we're fucking even. We're even. No one has hierarchy over somebody else. What the fuck? I almost admire this girl, you know. She is mandem. I used to always spud girls, like, but I used to do it ironically because they would be more feminine, but now they're allowed to just be. Like, it's not as ironic anymore. It's just cool. Like, but she deserves spudding. Never a hug, bro. What you saying, my G? Fucking hell.
What you're doing.
Okay.
So
hold on. That whole guy was your friend. Well, a friend wouldn't tell another friend, hey, come to the beach. I got a couple tricks up my sleeves I can show you.
Oh, really?
Really? You really want to go there with me with that, don't you?
I mean,
if he doesn't, I do.
Trust me.
Shimona, you took a lie detector test. And we asked you, other than the 4 men in the beginning of your relationship, have you had any physical sexual contact with any man besides Austin? She answered no. While Austin was in Oregon, did you have physical sexual contact with any other man? She answered no. The results came back the same, and they came back that Shimona did not tell the truth.
Of course, bro.
yeah, you failed the test.
Of course. What was that famous thing Jeremy Carls used to say, like, you blame the ones, you're paranoid of your own shit. So because you're doing something, you think everyone else is doing the same shit. You assume everyone's like you. Do you know what I mean? She was so fixated. She come out saying, yeah, I fucked everyone. But you went away for 2 weeks. That's letting you know, if she's thinking he's fucking, she's fucking. 100%. 100%. He should have known that. Like, I'm not victim blaming. Like, I'm sure he does know that. But that's not surprising. That is not surprising.
You failed the test. That's cool. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you a chance. If you cannot prove yourself, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't know if I should, to be honest.
Bro.
Because.
What do you want to say about the cheating that he didn't know about? I mean, it sounds like you are not ready just to be with one person. Is that correct?
I'm ready to be with just one person.
Austin took a lie detector test. And we asked him, since your relationship with Shimona, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone else? He answered no. Did you cheat on Shimona in any way while you were in Oregon?
No.
He answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Austin did not tell the truth.
I don't even care. She deserves it. Sorry, like, obviously, don't cheat. But in this situation, I don't care. Like, from his point of view, she literally has completely eroded any kind of masculinity man had. And who Cat Williams would say, but that's self-esteem. How can I damage your motherfucking self? Nah, bro. She's battered him. She's taken away everything. Of course he did that. I'm not justifying it, but I'm not surprised. I knew it the moment he started to read his results, and he started backing up. He knew something was coming. He was probably shocked she turned around and went the other way. He was expecting her to come flying at him. That's why he's creating distance. He even meant to start going behind the chair and that. Is she gonna surprise me and say, do you know what? That's fair enough, I deserve it. Is she gonna do that?
That's not even true. I don't care what they're saying.
Okay, let me ask you, let's put it this way. Shimona, was your lie detector test correct? Yeah. Okay, so the test is accurate. You failed, she failed. What I don't understand is, why are you so upset? He's only doing what you're doing.
Only thing is, I asked you over and over and over and time again.
I told you in Oregon I didn't do nothing. And I stand to my word. I even had
You
an army
stand to
veteran
your word.
to
You had 2 people lie for you.
I got an army veteran to prove it.
You had 2 people lie for you.
I got cameras and tapes. I got cameras and tapes. Even my boss to sit there and
You
prove.
had lie.
He
Really?
looks a bit like
2 people
Ben
lied for
Shapiro,
you?
man.
2.
I got them 2 people and my bosses that I was working with.
They lied for you.
I don't care. If we gonna work this out or we not.
Look, number 1, lower your tone. You talking.
I'm not gonna go to any of the abuse no more. I'm not gonna go to any of the cheating no more. We either gonna work this out or we cannot. The choice is yours.
Why do you want to work it out?
Because I actually do care.
Why do you want to
Very
work
looks
it
like
out?
Ben Shapiro.
I mean, listen,
We have a
I
kid.
usually advocate about keeping people together, not breaking up families. In all good consciousness, I cannot try to keep the 2 of you together.
Of course not. I'm saying though, how many men who like being dominated just got turned on by what she just did there? First of all, lower your tone. Bro, that was some Samuel L. Jackson shit, bro. Yo, sorry to be rude, but this bitch is scary. Oh.
You're going to tell him, yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And pigs are going to fly over the moon. Come on. Why not just say, you know what? We've been dating. It's not working. Let's do what a billion other people have done, and let's go our own separate ways. We're going to stay in touch because we have a son together that we need to raise. But as far as being in a romantic relationship, it doesn't work. And I give you that advice because I want you to be happy. I'm not looking to make you unhappy. I'm trying to give you your freedom and say, go be happy. You both say you love each other and you want to work on it and give each other a chance. That's what you both said. So, you know, we play the pick a door. It's usually with one person, but, you know, each of you have this, you know, they say the fork in the road. Well, there's two doors. One you each have is to go out a door, you that way, and say, I'm going to find somebody that
Take the red pill.
wants to watch movies with me, wants to cuddle, and, you know, we're not going to put hands on each other. Now, I'm going to go out that door and I'm going to find her. And you go out that door and say,
Dude in the
I
background,
think in your case, and I
to
think I hit
sermon.
on the head. I'm going to go out that door. I'm a good-looking young woman, and I'm sure going to have a lot of guys that I could have fun with and be with and have no commitment and just have a good time. I'm in my 20s, and go out that door. Or you grab hands and you walk off stage and you somehow pray and hope that the relationship gets better. And you don't have to say anything. Show's over. Let's see what you're going to do.
I called you, Steve.
He likes it. Everything I said before, forget. He likes it. That had nothing to do with their child. They both like it. 100%. They complain. But they both like it. Do you know what sold it? Not the fact that they just walked off together. Not the fact that he went to her. It was the fact that when he got to her, he instinctively put his hand behind hers. He did not take her. He went over to her and asked her to lead him away. No need for sympathy in that situation. Yo, I didn't think I would end like that. But that's the reality. That's not someone who's like, was it Munchausen syndrome and all them things where you proper love your abuser. That's borderline fetish. Blood clot. Till the next time, yo.